Before I start this video, I want to say that nothing good comes easy. It takes a lot of preparation, physically, mentally, financially, for you to get anything called admission. You have to be ready. You have to prepare yourself for it. And the good thing about this one is that you don't need to know anybody in any Australian university for you to get admission. Just like those days back in uni, if you know somebody that knows somebody. Here, if you merit the criteria, the requirements they need, if you apply on time, by His grace, they will give you admission. Just follow the due process and you get it. So pay attention to this video. As you guys know that Austria University has 22 universities. They have both private and public universities. So if you can be able to listen to this video and follow the process, watch it to the end, then you'll be able to learn something and help yourself. So let's go to that. Most of the Australian universities, they offer bachelors, they offer masters. Some of their requirements differ, some are similar. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is identify the type of course you want to study. That is the first thing you have to do. You know what you want. If it's for the first degree, check what you want to study in Austria. If it's for your master's, identify it. Having identified what you want to study, the next step is the school that offers such degree or such course. Remember, if you want to study in English language, there are some schools that require you to legalize, translate your documents. There are some that does not need that, especially if you're studying in English language and your first degree, for people that want to do their masters, and your first degree, you've done it also in English language. Some school, they don't need you to translate the document. They don't need you to legalize it. Some do. So you have to identify which one you want. And if you want to study in German, some school will tell you definitely they will need German language proficiency. If you want to study in German, some requires you to have maximum of B1, some will tell you that they want B5. It depends on the university. So when you have taken note of this, from that said school, you have identified you want to study the program, then the next step is for you to, if you want to study in German, to go ahead and prepare your German language proficiency certificate. Prepare yourself to do the B1 or B2. If you've done that, you keep the certificate. You know you've done that. Then if you are applying for English course, you don't need that. If you have done your first degree in English language, you don't need that, because most schools, they don't require you to provide English language proficiency. Then if it's your first degree you want to come for, some school require for it, some do not. So if the school you want to study require you to present English language proficiency, you prepare yourself ahead of that. Make sure you keep it by the side. That is the first step. Then the second one is part of the requirements. Most of them will tell you to do a letter of motivation. This letter of motivation does not even take anything to write. Last Sunday, I decided there's some school that are recruiting now. I decided to go through the process the same way. It does not take anything. It's something you can read, sit and write. Within 10 minutes, you finish your letter of motivation. Okay? So the next thing is letter of motivation. The next thing is your CV. You prepare it. These things, requirements I'm mentioning, they need it. You prepare yourself ahead, that you write the letter of motivation and keep it by the side. What is letter of motivation? Why do you want to study in that school? Especially what makes you have interest in studying that course or want to study that course? That is letter of motivation. That is all you need to write there. You don't need to start writing plenty grammar. No, that is all you need to write there, to tell them this is why you want to study in that school. This is why you want to study that particular course. That is it. So the next one is your CV. CV. You create your CV. If they have a format that they need you to follow, you follow that format. If they don't have, just prepare a simple and clean CV. That is all you need. Providing all the data that will be required are included in that CV. That is that. So the next one is the score of your, they will require, if sometimes they require it, like just like I've said earlier, the score of your English language proficiency. Sometimes they don't. You check if they do, include it for them. Okay, the next one is check the university deadline. That brings me to, when does this school start their new section? Sometimes the summer session starts January. Okay, they start January, February and March. That is for their summer semester session. Most of the school starts from this time. Then for their winter session, some schools start September. So note when they are supposed to start their online application. When you note it, if you are applying for the summer semester, check that January, February, March, and make sure that all the documents required for that particular degree or course, you've already made them ready and await for them to open. Then you start your online application immediately. Then if you're applying for winter section, same goes with that. Make sure that all the documents required are already set and being in place, waiting for them to start the online application. Then immediately they start, you start from that. Okay, having said that, the next one we'll be talking about is, like I said earlier, some of these universities, they will tell you should legalize, translate, some do not. Identify which one the university you're applying to wants. Anyone they want, follow that process. Do it for them. If yours require legalization, authentication, and more, you have to start it on time. Make sure that you've prepared everything before the opening section, before the online application starts. But if yours does not want that, they don't need that, then you don't need to go through that process. Okay? So having said that, the next one is tuition fee. How much does this university require for you to pay for your tuition fee? Some of the Austrian universities, as you guys know, is one of the lowest tuition fee country in Europe. Some of the university requires you to pay 726 euros something. Some requires require you to pay 300 and something, 365 euro or thereabout. It depends on where you apply to. It depends on the university. Check their tuition fee and make sure that you made it available. As you guys know, they don't joke with proof of fund. And this time around, I don't know, the amount have skyrocketed, sorry, okay? So make sure you have like 30 million in your account, in your Nigeria account, or wherever you're applying from, to provide for your proof of fund for you to get approved for your visa before you come here and apply for your residence permit. Get them ready. Proof of fund is one of the most important things that you're supposed to set aside as you're preparing for all these things. So, if you have done this, you remember that when you come over here, most at times, the residence permit is not given back home in Nigeria. When you come over here, you still have to go. They will send you an email when to come and pick it. You make sure that you open an account here in Austria that have a proof of fund from 13,500,000 so that your residence permit will be given to you. If you have prepared all these things that I've mentioned, and make sure that you track them from stage to stage. Tell me why you cannot apply for admission on your own. It's very easy. In fact, the next video I will make is to take you guys easy step by step again on how to apply. I have done it on Sunday, like I told you guys. I experimented it. I even have to go ahead and make calls to one of the people heading this university to make sure I confirm some information, so that when I'm doing this video, I'll be sure of what I'm doing, and all this information, I will give it out to you guys. So this is what I have for you guys. And in all these things, do not forget to pray. Ask God to direct your steps. Anything that is going to be a hindrance after you have made all this effort, that God should move it away. So I'll be stopping here, guys. If you have questions, drop it on my comment section. If I know the answer to it, I will answer it, okay? Because I don't know everything, okay? So, and I will see you guys in my next one. Follow me on my Instagram at styleoge. Share this video with family and friends. So bye.